I am done comparing myself to God. I don't need control and I don't have the capacity. I'm a wife and a mom, not Superwoman. All right. Hello. Welcome back to the Dearest Father community. My name is Yarima. I am the scripture strategist, helping you apply the Bible to your life to make your world a better place. Can I share a quick story on how I came to the conclusion it was time to stop comparing myself to God? And it's not that I genuinely was out here thinking that there was any competition. There isn't, right? We know that He is above us. That's a fact. But we also know that God is a good, good father. And I like to believe that I'm a good, good mother. But we are not the same. So my son is the oldest of my children, and he is now in middle school. In middle school, the communication works a lot differently than elementary school. So I don't have teachers necessarily sending me messages on a daily basis through an app. They send home some paperwork, they send home some emails, but it's definitely not the same. So this week is Spirit Week, right? So my son comes home on Monday night and he says to me, "Oh, my," he asked me if I can make him a green drink for the in the morning before school. And so I'm like, "What do you need a green drink for?" And he's like, "Well, during Spirit Week, we have this thing called dress your meme, dress your meme." And I'm not that old, but I've never been into memes, even when I was young enough to be into memes. Um, I've never been into emojis. That's just never been my vibe. Use your words, baby. Use your words. But anyway, the spirit day for Tuesday was dress your meme. So he's like the meme that he wants to do is, and don't judge me because I don't know it, but maybe y'all do, something about chilling in my quarter zip, something with my homies, drinking a matcha tea. I don't know. Whatever it is, what he needed to wear to dress his meme was he needed to be wearing a quarter zip, which he has a bunch of those, but he needed a green drink. And he said he didn't want a matcha because at some point in time, my husband told him that there was a lot of caffeine in matcha. He didn't want to drink a lot of caffeine because he thinks it stunts your growth. That's neither here nor there. The point of the story is that my son came to me very late on Monday night with these expectations, asking me to make him the green drink. And I'm like, well, baby, I don't have any ingredients for a green drink. I can make you a fruit smoothie, but it ain't gonna be green. So if you need a green drink, then like, what's up? And he's like, well, I guess I could just buy one, which is code for I guess you can just buy me one. So I'm like, okay. So he's thinking that in the morning we'll run by Dunkin' and I'll get him a matcha and he'll go to school rocking his quarter zip and he'll be fine, right? There was no real conversation on how this was supposed to work out. So the next morning when I get up, I do the same routine that I always do, right? Like I wake up my daughter first, my oldest daughter first, and then I work down the line. My oldest daughter, my middle daughter, my youngest daughter, and then I wake my son up after all of them are up because one, he takes less time. Two, his school bus comes after theirs, so or used to come after theirs, so we kind of have that little time frame. So on this particular day, I'm like, okay, well it's Tuesday, so I gotta drive the girls to the to school anyway. So what in my mind, right, in Yurima's mind, I'm like, I'll just get them all up, and I will drive the girls to school. I'll run by Dunkin', grab him a matcha tea, and then I'll drive him to school. But yo, this kid has this thing about always wanting to ride the bus. It's his extra time to hang out with his friends. It's his free time, whatever. He has this thing about always wanting to be on the bus. So when I wake him up, I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? And he was like, oh, well, I just figured that I would walk over to Dunkin', get my matcha, and then walk back to the bus stop. I'm like, bro, you don't have enough time for that. Like, what are you talking about? If that was your thought process, if that was your reasoning, if that's how you figured it was going to work, didn't you think that you should tell me so that I would know to wake you up earlier? Like something, like let me in on the plan. And he's just looking at me, and I'm like, so can I just drive you to school? And he's like, I really want to take the bus. Can you just drive me to the bus stop? So then I'm like, all right, Yarima, you know what? Like, let's see how you can make this happen. So I'm telling the girls, get ready, be ready when I get back. When I get back, when I pull up, I need y'all to be able to be walking out the door to get into the car. We're not going to have time for me to come in and be like, oh, do you have your shoes on? Oh, put your coat on. Be ready when I get back. So I'm driving, and I go down, it's not, where we live is pretty active. So it's like pretty, it's like maybe a 3-minute drive to the Dunkin'. And it's like literally like a minute and a half back to his bus stop, and then that next minute and a half back to my house. So all in all, this is like a 6-minute drive. And I ordered the matcha tea, matcha latte, whatever the thing is called, because I also don't drink Dunkin'. I don't drink coffee. I drink tea, but I drink herbal tea that I make in my house. So I ordered his latte. I'm on my way to pick it up, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, yo, the amount of effort that I put into always trying to get these things done for these kids is like miraculous. Like, I am not God. Like, I do not have all capacity. This is not effortless for me. I am not, I don't, I just, we'll get into that. Anyway, so I do the loop around. I grab his matcha. I get it to him. I get him to the bus stop. I get back to the house. I grab the girls. I gotta drop my youngest at the bus stop. Typically, I'll leave her there with one of the other moms that I'm really cool with, because our kids have been best friends and been going to school together for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years or whatever. So typically, I would drop my youngest at the bus stop with her and keep going off to the school. However, I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, nah, she missed that bus, because like it's 6:57, it's 6:58, and if you're not at the bus stop by 6:57, I already know you missed the bus. So I'm calling the mom, and she's like, hey, are the girls getting on the bus? I told the bus driver, because like there's like a stop where she does like a loop around, where she picks the kids up here, she makes that right turn to pick somebody else up at the end of the block, makes another right and another right. Like, so she does like a little square around the block. She's like, I told the bus driver to meet her up there. And I'm like, yeah, but I gotta get the girls to school for choir. So I'ma just like drop my youngest on the corner. And she's like, oh, I'm running up the block right now. I'll meet her on the corner, just leave her and go. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I drop Shorty on the side of on the side of the street. I see the mom running up. She's like no, maybe like 10 feet away. So I'm like waving to her. I'm like, thank you. And I'm going. I leave her there. She gets on the bus safely. I'm driving the girls to school. And I'm really just shaking my head like, yo, these kids really just think that I have unlimited capacity. And it's just like, bro, I know y'all believe in God, because I'm raising y'all. So I know y'all believe in God. I know that y'all know how powerful God is. I know that y'all know that there's nothing that's impossible for God. But like, I'm your mom. I am not God. So anyway, fast forward today. And I think it's funny because I feel like this is the part that kind of brought it full circle on me to like really show me how to pinpoint this story. So I'm going to make breakfast, and as I go into the freezer, I'm pulling out the hash browns, and my eye caught this like glimmer, right? This glimmer of a bag. I said, "What's in that bag?" I take the bag out. It's like a bag that has, when I say this much spinach in it, like it's just enough spinach to make one green drink. And so I'm like, wow. Like I had to smile, because it solidified what we both already know. I am not God, right? Because God is omniscient. God is all knowing. He would have known a whole bunch of things that I didn't know in this situation. He would have known that it was meme day, or dress your meme day. He would have known that. He would have known that my son had every intention of wearing a quarter zip and having a green tea in his hands. He would have known that. He would have known my son's plan on how to get that drink in the morning. He would have known that we had just enough spinach to make the green drink instead of having to go to Dunkin' for the matcha. But again, I am not God. God is sovereign over all and has control over every situation. He is Alpha and Omega. He knows the end from the beginning. Me, I'm more like a Omicron or a Rho, somewhere in the middle of that Greek alphabet, right? Somewhere in the middle, just doing my best, trying to take it one step at a time, doing my best to move forward and keep all the balls that I'm in charge of rolling in the right direction. But good thing I'm not God, right? God has all capacity and is truly effortless the way that he keeps the world running more efficiently than I can keep my household running, right? And it requires a lot of effort and a lot of energy for me to be able to manage my household of 6 while God is out here running the world and does not break a sweat. I am so grateful that he is my leader. I am so grateful that he orders my steps. I am so grateful that I can hear him clearly. I'm just so grateful because I do those things and because I trust in him and because I surrender to him, my life actually does feel stress-free. I know that it might sound like I was stressed out by the situation. I wasn't. I really wasn't. Maybe a little bit annoyed because I don't like to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, let alone having like these balls that I didn't know I was supposed to have rolling being tossed my way. So maybe a little bit annoyed because I'm still a little bit tired at 6 a.m. But I wasn't stressed, and I don't carry a lot of stress. I don't carry a lot of stress because I trust in God, and I know that He is always going to make the way. I know that if I listen to Him and I follow His steps and I obey, I know if that is the case, then I understand that guess what? I'm good, right? I'm good. Okay. Now, this is the part where I invite you to come work with me, right? Because I do hear God speak clearly on a daily basis. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that's like, I can't tell my voice from God's voice. I can't discern from, is this him? Is this the adversary? Is this me? Like, is this ego? Like, what is this? But I do. So if you don't know me in real life, I want to build some trust with you. So I created a $9 no-brainer. It's an audio guide on hearing and discerning God's voice. It's called Break the Silence. The link is in the description. I want to invite you to get a copy of that. Do I have a copy? I thought I had a copy over here. If you already hear God's voice clearly, I know I have a copy somewhere because I always have a copy somewhere. If you do hear God's voice clearly, but you having trouble maybe putting all that stuff to focus, here it is, putting all that stuff into focus, excuse me, right? Then I also want you to pick up a copy of The Journey to Perfect Peace. The Journey to Perfect Peace is for people who actually hear God's voice already. They don't need help necessarily discerning that, but they do need help trying to focus it. How do I hear his voice and obey his voice? How do I hear his voice and surrender to his voice? How do I hear his voice and block it out with and isolate it from all the other noise that's trying to also play inside of my head? So my book, The Journey to Perfect Peace, How to Break Free from Overwhelm and Create a Life of Gratitude and Lasting Peace, is for you. It's for you. It is a quick, simple, easy read. So informative, so impactful, perfect blend of what you need to hear practically and enough scripture to know that it's not your Rhema speaking, but that God really came through and made a blueprint for you guys. So those are things if you don't know me in real life. If you know me in real life, if you've worked with me in the past, if you've met me at any of my events, if you've met me at any of anybody else's events and you heard me speak and you've always said, I think I want to work with her, it is time for you to pull that trigger. The Journey to Perfect Peace program is starting its next group cohort, and it is time to register. So if you're not on my email list already, get on my email list because I will be sending out registration soon. And it's time, right? Like, God is going to make the way. God is going to open the door because He has already showed me, He's already confirmed for me that there are people that need this and they need it now. So I'm going to leave you with one scripture, and I'm going to drop the mic, right? The one scripture I want to leave you with is Psalms 127:1, which says, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. You hear that? Psalms 127:1. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. That's your reminder that all of this belongs to him. You don't have to do this on your own. You don't have to try to figure it out. And in fact, if you are trying to do this on your own and you are trying to figure it all out without his direction, without his guidance, without his word behind you, then just know that all the labor that you are doing is in vain. God has a plan for you. Trust that plan. All right. I hope you guys all have an amazing, wonderful day. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.